Hey guys, thanks for checking back in. As you can tell, I got the car behind me and it's still together because I keep changing stuff and adding things and time just goes on. But this video is going to be about the new wheels I ended up going with. A little bit wider, 15x12's, better back spacing, and gets the tire like a little bit stretched to have a little more traction on the ground, and also just like a nicer look. So let's check them out. Well, here they are. These are the boxes, RC components, and the wheels are currently on. I'll try to show you. Actually, just lift this up a little bit. So these are them. Focused in. Much more of a deep dish lip, and they do fit. It's very, very tight. You guys know if you can see that or not. It's very, very, very tight. I might just cut off. It's really dark in here. Might just cut off like a little bit, like a half an inch on this bottom piece here with all the adjustments for the lower control arms. I might just cut like a little angled piece. Let's see if I can get a light. I mean, it clears, but I mean it's like barely clearing. But the lower control arms clear really good. I mean, there's plenty of room there. I could pretty much fit my fingers in between. But this piece right here, you can see how tight it is. So I thought maybe I'll just cut off the bottom a little bit, maybe like a half an inch down all the way around. It's the same thing on both sides. And then on the front over here, I gotta basically just notch out this front corner a little bit just for the tire. I'm gonna go have the tires mounted now, and then once the tires are on, we'll be able to see a little bit better. But just really that front area there on the driver's side is the only section. I did cut this out a little bit when I was putting the 10s on. I didn't need to, I just wanted to have a little bit more room. So I'll probably clean that up a little bit better. But realistically, the 10-inch wide wheels didn't even rub there, so on the passenger side. But yeah, we're gonna check that out. Here's the old ones. So we're gonna basically take these mock-up tires off of those and put them on these, and then we'll check them out. All right, guys, got the tires mounted, and you can see the stretch on the tire. It's a nice look where it comes out. You actually have more track surface with the wider wheel because it stretches this corner on the tire out to hit the ground a little more. These tires are old. Got them from a buddy just for mock-up, but I will be getting a new set once the car is dialed in and actually track ready. No point in doing that now, letting them sit around, and you know you don't want to take a new set of tires on the dyno and get them all chewed up, so we'll use these guys. But I cut out this little corner piece back here. Forgot to show you before I put the tire on. But I basically just chopped out a corner, and that corner is kind of where it was rubbing in the past with the 10-inch. So we will see once I set it down, see if it rolls. But I think that's definitely should be pretty good. This corner in here is where it was kind of hitting, so that's all wide open. And then the other side I didn't have an issue with as of yet, so we'll see. So let's set it down. that's not good. Sounded like it was laying on that other side. So, I mean, there is probably a little bit of adjustment with the rear. Definitely rough over here. All right, guys, definitely rubbing on this side now. I guess I'm gonna have to cut this side out. It wasn't rubbing on the other ones, but it's weird. You can hear it. It's definitely in there. So I'm gonna cut out that little section over there, but at least the driver's side is what I did on that side. Definitely good, because I don't hear anything on this side. Definitely that other one making all that noise. So, I mean, back to the drawing board, but it definitely looked good. And tough to get these shocks to compress. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, but they don't really go down. But that definitely a good looking setup. Looks a lot better like that. And like I said, you got more surface prep, more surface of the tires on the track with the wider wheel. Take a look at this side. And I could also try to adjust the panhard bar just to get the passenger side out a little bit more, because it's definitely hugging on the inside there a little bit more than the driver's side. Let me try that first. All right, so here's the passenger side, and I basically just cut out, you can see it, just cut out like a triangle shape, and then I got down into, there's the old, like the rear seat belt bolt, which ain't gonna be no back seats in this car ever again. So we cut that out a little bit, and just trimmed it back. So I did one cut here, and then I went down. Basically, this was out here, and I hammered this in a little bit more, but just getting this piece out, because it was probably out to, like, hard to say, but it was like out about a ½ an inch more, or probably almost 3/4 of an inch more than that. Cut this little corner out here. This can all get boxed in and welded up. And then I ground down all the edges, make it nice and flat. So let's put the wheel back on and drop it down, and we'll see what happens. All right, guys, so it's down on the ground, and the wheels or tires are not rubbing at all. Roll it back and forth. No squeaking. And it's good to go on both sides. So you just got to kind of angle cut those areas. I threw the front end back together. I just want to see how it looks all, you know, with everything on it. And looks really good. I'm going to move it into my other shop, give it a quick wipe down, and then I'll make a video, do like show you guys a bunch of angles of it. All right, guys, so I got it over here in my other shop, and it's still rubbing slightly on the driver's side, but I think I got to just really nail down the adjustment on the panhard bar, because I gotta just kind of iron it up. Probably not the best way to do it, but now the passenger side's not rubbing, and it only rubs like in turns and stuff. So I'm gonna have to really just double check that I don't have to trim out anything, but I mean, it's very, very slight rub. And then I know when I push down, so I think it's on the inside, but I mean, realistically, this should be able to come out about like at least another ¼ inch or more. So that might take care of it there. But I'm gonna get it back on there next week and get it back on the lift and just see, you know, how much more adjustment I could do. But all in all, definitely badass, looking good. Looks great with the front end back on. Just wanted to get a peek of it. But definitely excited. And that was kind of the last thing I was waiting on. So I'm gonna start tearing this thing down. And I also noticed from the last video that there's not a lot of room. Let's see if I can zoom in. Not a lot of room left on these. See how I push? See, when I push down, they almost bottom out. So I may actually have to move. I might have to move that top bracket up even more. Maybe make like a square bracket over here and put them squared off and higher up so there's more travel. Because like right now, they're basically, that's it. It's bottomed out. You know, on the street, that's going to be annoying because the thing's just going to basically be bottomed out all the time. And same with that, especially when there's, you know, when the fluid in the radiator and there's a lot more weight. I mean, I can, you know, this isn't adjusted yet either. I could, you know, put the front end of the car up more to help out with that. So I'm just going to, I guess I'll try to figure that out first before I start moving brackets. It's possible that the front end will just have to get jacked up a little bit, you know, with those springs and the struts. So I'll have to do that. I'll have to do that first before I start cutting anything and see what's going on with that. So let me give you a little quick shot in the back. Definitely looking crazy. It's gonna look so much nicer too with the ground effects and the bumper when everything's on after it's painted. But looking real good, nice and fat under there. So definitely looking really nice. I mean, you can just see see, I got a lot of room under here. I don't know if you can tell. Definitely got to be adjusted more on there. And then this side is out more, so got to figure out the adjustment on the panhard bar. I think that'll take care of most of it. And just check out the top end, just to make sure nothing's rubbing. Because obviously, eventually there'll be more weight in it. But that's it for now, guys. So thanks for checking back in. Gonna get jumping on this next week. Now that this is back down on the ground, just waiting for those wheels, the tires to get mounted. And that's it. Thanks for checking back in. And I'm gonna throw a little bit of a video sequence in after this, see if you guys like it. Thanks.